Hello and welcome to another video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Elena and we make videos on this channel about homemaking and homeschooling and all the inspiration we can find amongst our chaos. Today I thought I'd just sit down and have a casual conversation, as much as you can on YouTube, about my monthly goals. So I usually set up some monthly goals, but I haven't really been sharing them as frequently, and so I thought this would be a great way to share it. I was watching Rooted in Rest and listening to her goals, and I thought this is a great way to hold myself accountable and just kind of share along with y'all some of my goals for the month. I would love to hear about some of your goals, if you set monthly goals, if you set smaller ones. So comment down below and share with me what you're looking at and what you're hoping to accomplish. So I do set up my goals into some major categories and then kind of go from there. At the beginning of this year, I set up 3 categories that I really wanted to focus on and hone in on for my entire year. Those were my spiritual and faith walk, so growing firmer in my foundation and growing closer in my relationship with God. The other major category was strengthening our marriage. I think that I've mentioned it before, but if I haven't, our marriage is good. Praise God, it is doing well. But I always feel like you can work a little bit more and make it just a little bit better, and just make sure that you are walking on a firm foundation there as well as spiritually. So for this year, as you'll see when I get to my 3rd goal or major category for my goal, I really was firming up my foundation, and those categories were, of course, my faith. My marriage is another one. I find that when you have a strong marriage and things are going well, you are better able to kind of weather the storms when you have your partner. And likewise, when things are not going well, it feels like the rest of everything else is just not going well. So I really wanted to be sure that I was paying attention to my marriage and my spouse and making it as great as we possibly could. The 3rd and final category was my physical and mental health. They kind of tied in hand, because when I am working out and moving my body more, mentally I just feel stronger as well as physically. So that was the other thing that I wanted to pay more attention to and just get better attuned to listening to my body and what it needed. So for my spiritual and faith, I would like to get a stronger prayer time in the morning. This was also my goal for last month, and I am praying. I do pray throughout the day. I do have very casual conversations with God throughout the day when I'm washing dishes or just walking through the home. Whatever I'm doing, I always feel like I can speak with Him. But there are certain things that I want to be intentional about praying about, and I was doing pretty well with that and feeling really good, and then like most things, it kind of just fell to the side and I let it. And so I'd like to get back to being stronger and more intentional with my prayer and reading, really digging into the Bible and getting into the Word. I do have a couple of practical ways that I'm going to do that. The first is going through my prayer journal. This is one of my kids stuck a Paw Patrol sticker on there, and it's just stayed there. But this is a prayer journal, and I have intentional prayers in here and things that I like to pray over. I will be going through this and kind of just cleaning it out, writing down the answered prayers and putting in the other things that I want to be more intentional about. If you'd like to see how I do that, let me know and I will share that process with you. The other thing that I'm doing is going through the Bible in a year, and the way that I'm doing that is following the Bible recap plan. There is an app on your phone called YouVersion, and you can download that. It's free, and then you have the Bible on your phone, and you can download various different kinds of plans. There's lots to choose from, and one of them includes the Bible recap. So I've been reading that and just kind of staying up to date with it, but I know a lot of days it kind of feels rushed, and I'd like to slow down and be more intentional about what I'm reading, and just kind of maybe either journaling over it or just pondering over it a little bit more. And so for a while I was doing that in this journal, but like I said, it fell to wayside too. So for my second goal is working on our marriage, and how I would like to continue working on our marriage is first and foremost to be continually praying over my husband. Now last month I set out to read a certain book and I did not do it, so I'm going to do it this month, and that book is Going Through the Power of a Praying Wife by Stormy Omartian? I don't know, I'm sorry, but this book. So I have gone through it before, and I do pray over my husband, but I would like to, like I said, I would like to be more intentional about praying over certain things. What I'm going to do for this particular one is invite you to pray along with me. If you are married and would like to pray over your spouse alongside me, or if you are not married yet and would like to pray for your future spouse, I would encourage you to follow me on Instagram. I will be posting daily for the month of August for 30 days, praying over our praying over our husband or our future husband. So this book is really great in that it has 30 separate chapters, and it goes over different areas of your husband's life to pray over his wife, his work, his finances, his sexuality, his affection, his temptation, mind, fears, choices, health, etc. So, and then it goes into a little chapter. You can see I have gone through this book quite frequently. It goes through a little chapter, just kind of letting you know why you should be praying over it, where they could be struggling, and then at the end of it, it gives you a prayer you can actually just pray word for word, and then it has what it calls power tools, and then which is some scriptures about that particular thing. So if you have the book, great, you can read along with me and be praying over it. If you don't, I will post what we should be praying over our husband for that particular day, and you can follow along that way. I will link my Instagram down below in the description box so you can find me if you don't already follow me there. The other thing I would like to do that is a focus on both my marriage and my physical and mental health is working out with my husband. So we have been blessed enough to save some money and purchase a little bit of equipment, and we put that down in our basement here, and we enjoy taking a Saturday and working out. Now, we've only done this the past couple of Saturdays, and I have to be honest and say there have been a few times I was very grouchy about doing it, but afterwards I always felt better. This is an activity both my husband and I enjoy doing together. We had hoped we would do more hiking and outdoor activities, but it has been so hot that we haven't been able to do that. So on the days that we are not going to be able to do that, I'd like to start having a better attitude and really putting that in my mind first, that this could be a gift both for my husband and myself to get out there and work out together. And lastly, for my physical and mental health. So as I mentioned, I really wanted to hone in on this foundation. When you are healthy, it can be almost something that we take for granted, and I don't want to do that. I want to do all that I can to help keep myself healthy. Now, I know that life is life, and sometimes that is just not in the plans. So other things could happen, but there are things that I can do that are in my control that I can help out with. So some of those things are to continue to work out consistently. I am starting a new workout routine. I just finished, as of this recording, the first week of it. So I would like to be consistent with that and just continue on with it and not quit halfway, which I have been known to do. The other thing is I want to continue counting my macros and just kind of keeping up with the protein and calorie that I set for myself. That's really it. I know that the last one sounds super simple. I want to eat better and I want to work out. But honestly, sometimes these baby steps are all that you need. A few months back, my baby steps for my physical and mental health was just getting in more water and taking my vitamins. And once I built that habit, I was able to add on and put a new habit on, which was working out. So this past month, I slowly started following my macros, but I wasn't as consistent with it, especially on the weekends. So I just really concentrated on getting into the habit of working out at least 4 times a week, and I was able to do that. So I'm going to build on all of those, and next month I would like to keep taking my vitamins, keep drinking the water, working out 4 times a week, and then I will add on my macros and calorie goals for that month too. So I know that I said I had 3 major goals, but this month I also have a bonus goal, if you will, and we are starting school back up for us. If you aren't aware, we are a homeschooling family. I have 3 children. We will be starting high school this year, and then I have a 3rd grader, and I have a special needs kinder 1st grader. And so for our homeschooling type goal, I just want to get our school year off to a great start. And for me, practically, what that means is getting our curriculum set up for at least the first month. So things that I have to print out and stuff like that. I have a lot of stuff that I print out for my youngest son. If you'd like to see his curriculum choices, I will link that somewhere here and put it down in the description box below. But so I'd like to have his stuff all printed out and ready to roll for at least the first month. And I'd also like to get our school area kind of prepped and finished. It has been a very slow process for me. Where we do the majority of our schooling is in our kitchen dining type area. It is a very elongated room. So it's the kitchen, and then we have our dining table, and then there's this another space down here, and here that is the area that we are kind of schooling in. But what has happened is that space has kind of just become a dumping ground, and we've just been doing school on the table. That is fine, but what happens when we clean off the table to do dinner or lunch or breakfast or anything really is books are not getting put away properly, and we are losing them, and we spend so much time looking for our stuff that needs to get done that we don't get it done in a timely manner. I'd like to get a school area set up, and since we have the space for that, I'd love to take advantage of it, get it more functional for me and the kids. So that is all for my goals. I'd love to hear what your goals are. If you set them, please share down below, and then we can all start a conversation and cheer each other on. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more videos from us, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you again for joining us. It truly means the world to us that you support the channel.